Something strange happened, and now I know why. It was almost 10 p.m., and Parliament's Finance Committee was working into the night to review a 600-page Liberal omnibus bill that the Trudeau government was rushing to get passed. Normally, budgets are about taxes and spending, but we stumbled on something that was neither.
I just want to make sure I understand the provision. Division 20, Part 6 would allow those who are suspected of the crimes of stolen property, fraud, insider trading, and bribery of a foreign public official to avoid prosecution by signing on to a deferred prosecution agreement.
It was a new law that would allow corporate criminals to dodge prosecution and jail time by simply agreeing to fess up, pay a fine, return dirty money, and say sorry. Even the Liberals on the committee were caught off guard.
And they would be available for use in addressing corporate criminal wrongdoing. So serious economic crimes.
It does leave an uncomfortable taste in my mouth in the sense that it seems that we were going to let people who would commit a very serious economic crime, which has very serious effects against those who are not capable of negotiating these agreements in other crimes that they might be victims of or perpetrators of. And we seem to be letting off people in white-collar crimes with a little slap on the wrist. In a sense, if I steal $10, I'm in trouble. But if I steal $10 million, I can work this out.
The Liberal Finance Committee chair was also surprised to see a criminal code change tucked away in a budget bill.
There is a huge question whether this should be in a budget bill, and even I will say that.
I have to admit, I did not read this provision before coming here tonight.
But where was this coming from? Who was even asking for this? Suddenly, we found out. A bombshell report suggested the Prime Minister's office pressed then Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould to help a Liberal-linked corporate giant. SNC-Lavalin faced well over $100 million of bribery and fraud charges. The corporation wanted a special deal to drop the trial and avoid prosecution, and they thought they had the Liberal connections to get it done. SNC-Lavalin gave over $100,000 in legal donations to the Liberal Party, which it funneled through, quote, false refunds for personal expenses or payments of fictitious bonuses, to quote the Commissioner of Canada Elections. The lobbyist registry shows SNC officials met 14 times with Trudeau's office to discuss things like law enforcement and justice. But one thing stood in the way of this sweetheart deal: Jody Wilson-Raybould. See, Trudeau and his top staffer, Gerald Butts, discussed the idea with her, but apparently it didn't go well. A few months later, Trudeau fired her as Attorney General and moved her to Veterans Affairs. When the scandal broke, Trudeau claimed Wilson-Raybould had sided with him. But a day later, she resigned. So he went on the attack, saying he was, quote, disappointed with her, and that she should have spoken up earlier about conduct in his office. But here's the thing, maybe she did, but we don't know, because Trudeau refuses to let her speak. You see, Wilson-Raybould's conversations are covered by solicitor-client privilege. Who is the client? Well, the Prime Minister. He can waive that privilege and let her speak. Why won't he? The conversations are no longer confidential because he's talking about them in public. Whatever he's covering up, we know it runs deep. That strange committee meeting dating way back shows the Prime Minister's team has been orchestrating a scheme for months, maybe years, to make it possible for this Liberal-linked corporate giant to have a chance at dodging prosecution. This is where you come in. Join thousands of Canadians and sign the linked petition to let Ms. Wilson-Raybould speak. Let her speak. These are the questions at stake. Do we have the rule of law or the law of rulers? Do we have two-tiered justice, one system for the people and one for the powerful? Is there a new golden rule where those with the gold make the rules? You decide.